coming to a town near you.
How many of you guys are here because you want to be millionaire by next Friday?
We go inside a workshop on how to get rich.
I know my stuff so much that it's scaring the shit out of you guys.
Or is it how to get ripped off?
I'm very angry. I've never seen anything like this.
Did you learn to be rich? Why does this guy get kicked out?
I paid $500.
I'm done.
And the man behind it all?
If you're happy to take their money, you should be happy to answer some of their concerns.
The guru they call Rich Dad.
Well, I don't
That's
mean
not
for you
fair.
to feel
Okay, that's
that you're
not
under
fair.
attack. I'm
No,
just looking
that's
for
not
answers.
fairness.
That's tonight on Marketplace. Get what you need to know right now. We're taking our hidden cameras to Cambridge, Ontario for a workshop on wealth.
Hey, can I get your last name, please?
Where admission is free. And the pitch? How to get rich.
You want to make a quick little part-time $100,000 this year? Yes or no, class?
Traveling tutorials like this are rolling into towns all over Canada every weekend for anyone looking to improve their financial future.
Rich Dad's Education Learn to Be Rich workshop coming to your area.
This workshop's supposed to be about real estate investment.
Please write this down. You always make your money on the buy, not on the sell.
But there sure is a lot of talk about a certain book and its
How
author.
many of you good folks have read this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Oh, on behalf of Robert, he thanks you.
That's right. The American behind these workshops is the best-selling personal finance author on the planet, Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki exploded onto the self-help scene a dozen years ago with his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
How many people would like to get wealthier, easier, and quicker? Good. Thank you.
He says jobs, they're for suckers. So are retirement plans. Investing in stocks, real estate, or your own company is the only way to strike it rich.
It's not money that makes you rich, it's financial education that makes you rich.
There have been dozens of sequels, including one with another multimillionaire you probably recognize.
I've had lots of #1 bestsellers, and he's had lots of #1 bestsellers.
The Rich Dad world even includes a board game invented by Kiyosaki called Cash Flow. It costs $200. It's supposed to teach people how to say goodbye to the rat race. We catch up with Robert Kiyosaki in Vancouver. He's making a rare public appearance at an event filled with people eager to make a killing.
So there's quite a turnout. Hundreds of people have come to hear you today.
Yes, it's fantastic turnout, And a great crowd. I really enjoy them.
He tells us a lot of Canadians are worried about the times and all those scandals involving investments.
The people who are counting on their RRSP or in America, their 401k, they're toast right now.
But are Rich Dad workshops the solution to tough times? That's what Danuta Shkopinski believed. She lost her job as an engineer a year ago. At 62, Danuta doesn't hold a lot of hope of finding a new job or escaping the rat race. But she did have hope when she attended a free Rich Dad workshop.
There's a lot of money around here, eh?
Yes, it is.
Did you ever think, well, I'll take this class and then this is the life I could live?
Maybe not that big, but in this line, that I improve my living standard.
She respected Robert Kiyosaki, thought a workshop would be money well spent.
Had you read any of the Rich Dad books?
Yes, I read a few. A long time ago, I read this Rich Dad, Poor Dad book, and I get the impression that this is a man who really wants to help other people to do better financially.
But back at the workshop, it's Rich Dad that's making the money.
It's $995 for 3 days of training.
If we act now, it'll only cost us $500. Turns out this free event is really just a sell job for a 3-day workshop.
Who wants to sign up for this?
Danuta bought in, but wishes she hadn't.
I would like to have my money back.
She warns us that $500 workshop will turn out to be nothing more than a sales pitch for even more expensive courses.
It seems like you were a real fan of Robert Kiyosaki, and this has really changed your opinion of him.
I don't want to have anything to do with him anymore.
I like the education they put together.
Despite what some fans are saying, Robert Kiyosaki stands by the workshops with the Rich Dad brand.
It costs money to go through those programs. So there's people that do go through our programs and are very happy. There's always going to be dissatisfied customers.
We want to see what's behind those complaints. So we head for Kitchener, Ontario to spend the next 3 days inside one of Rich Dad's $500 workshops. We pack our hidden cameras so you can come too, catching all the action.
Guys, good morning. My name is Mark Mousseau. I will be your trainer.
Trainer Mark Mousseau says his real job is investing in real estate.
How many of you guys are here because you want to change your financial future?
Remember, we were told we'd learn how to get rich at this real estate workshop. Apparently not.
There is no way, guys, that you're going to learn everything that there is to know about real estate in 3 days. Do we agree? We agree.
And just like Danuta told us, the focus quickly turns to selling those advanced courses and get a load of the price.
This is, by the way, our advanced training curriculum in big bold letters on the first page. I want you guys to write advanced training investment from $12,000 to $45,000. I'll say it again. Our advanced training ranges from $12,000 to $45,000. So there is no surprise here.
No surprise to him, maybe. And if we question him...
If you guys are not happy about what I'm saying, leave. And sorry to say, but if you have the guts to say something, say it to my face. And if you think it's too expensive, come and tell me and I'll ask you to leave.
As the day unfolds, the sales pitch keeps coming. Sure, there's some instruction, but is it the kind you'd want to follow?
You're going to need your credit card to buy the things that will make you money.
Mousseau says we'll need lots of room on our credit cards for things like renovations, even down payments. So he orders us to call our credit card companies right away and get our limits raised, then challenges us to go big.
Ask for $100,000. Who's willing to ask for $100,000 this year? Guys, it doesn't cost anything to ask for $100,000. Do we agree?
He even hands out scripts telling us what to say on the phone.
We have some scripts in the back. We could hand them out. Here's what we're going to do.
Some folks grab those scripts and their cell phones to make the call.
So you guys call it?
Claimable.
You're together?
That, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Sorry.
Others are hesitant to boost their limits.
Did you do it? Did you take your credit card? No, I didn't.
And some are starting to speculate maybe the real reason they want us to raise our limits is so that we can pay for those $45,000 advanced courses.
Like, it totally makes sense. It says, you know, that I get as much credit available to you as possible. But it does serve a second convenient purpose that I really put the courses up.
Coming up, what happens when the trainer's questioned about raising our credit card limits?
Do what I tell you to do. Do it.
I paid $500. I paid $500.
Hang on, I'm done.
Find out why this guy gets thrown out. And the man behind it all?
I just do not like being crucified right now by your insinuations.
We're inside a popular Learn to Be Rich workshop.
Good morning.
Endorsed by financial guru Robert Kiyosaki of Rich Dad, Poor Dad fame.
Rich Dad says it doesn't take your money to make money. It takes somebody else's money.
It also takes credit cards, according to our trainer Mark Mousseau. He's ordered us to go raise our limits and listen to what he says when we ask questions.
Is there any risk to raising my credit card? Because my dad always told me,
Were you here while I was doing all this, or you were out?
No, I was here, but I know my dad has always said to me it's not a good idea to have it too high.
Is your dad wealthy?
He's okay.
Do what I tell you to do. Do it. Whatever you get, you get. Don't spend it on consumer goods. That's the only thing. But the advice is that if you want to get into real estate, you'll need that cash. Period.
So I'm raising it so I can, make a future investment.
That's the answer here. Yeah. Okay?
Surprisingly, that's not okay, according to Robert Kiyosaki himself.
Do you think that's wise to pressure people to increase their credit limits?
If that's true, I will look into that.
It was on the spot. He said, go and do this on your break, come back.
I agree with you that is not good professional training. Okay? I will look into it. That's all I'm saying.
Now let me tell you a little quick story.
Now back at the seminar, our trainer's telling a story from his own life to show how much money can be made investing in mobile homes.
So we made an offer. The offer is accepted.
Mousseau tells us about a trailer park development he and a partner swung in Saskatchewan.
These mobile homes would sell for $60,000 to $75,000 a door. So that's $45 profit times 800. That's $32 million in profit. How many of you guys want to get the mobile homes now?
We tracked down that development. This is the mobile home park our trainer used to convince us he knew his stuff. Yep, what sounded like a multi-million-dollar deal never actually happened. It's day 2 at the workshop when we meet up with Suki Diol.
Well, my neighbour, he owns 6 properties. He's never moved to Surrey.
Okay, let's get back.
Suki will play a key role at this workshop, but right now he's just playing Cash Flow, that game invented by Kiyosaki.
I've always been interested in real estate.
Suki's at the workshop looking for a way out of the rat race. He works in Ontario's manufacturing sector when he's not laid off, and thought this seminar could help because of its Kiyosaki connection.
I've read some of his books. I thought, yeah, why not give it a try and maybe I'll learn something.
So does he? A few weeks later, we catch up with Suki to show him some of our tapes.
What's the investment, guys? 12, 2, 45.
And get his take on the workshop.
It's a 3-day sales pitch, basically. You're not going to learn anything. I think most people are a little afraid to say anything.
Why would they be afraid?
It was very intimidating. You had a lot of people, the organizers would come up to you and stand behind you or over you, and there was no talking allowed. Washroom breaks were, very minimal. You weren't really allowed to socialize.
Suki's not the only one questioning the workshop. We show our hidden camera tapes to real estate lawyer Bob Aaron.
It's funny, but it's a way to negotiate.
I've handled thousands and thousands of real estate transactions in my career, and I've never seen anything like this.
He doesn't think much of the advanced techniques being sold to beginners, sophisticated stuff like something called lease options.
So I go out, I knock on the guy's door. Sir, I'd like to buy your house. It's not for sale. You'll never sell it? Yeah, we're thinking about it in about 2 years from now. Oh, can I take an option on it?
Mousseau's describing a scheme where buyers get the right to purchase a house in the future at a price set today.
What do you think about that?
Well, it assumes that you find a seller who's stupid enough in a buoyant market to fix a price today for selling his house in 2 years.
That's not realistic?
Well, it's not realistic. I mean, you may find some people who are stupid enough to do that, but it's going to be really hard to do it.
Aaron's reaction is similar for all the techniques we show him from the Rich Dad workshop.
Check this out.
Techniques like pre-foreclosure.
People who are in trouble aren't going to be looking to sell their house to somebody like this.
Something called buy 10 condos, get 2 free.
If you buy 10, they're not going to give you 2 for free. I've never seen that happen.
He says anyone thinking about signing up for the advanced courses should think again.
I'm very angry that somebody like this is pawning off this as advice that he's getting paid for to the Canadian public. And they're going to spend a lot of time and maybe a lot of money only to find out that this doesn't work.
It's day 3 of the workshop.
How are you guys doing?
And things are getting worse. A weekend of hard selling hasn't convinced a lot of people to sign up for those expensive advanced courses. And trainer Mark Mousseau is angry.
I know my stuff so much that it's scaring the shit out of you guys. Oh God, I'll never be as good as Mark. How am I going to do this? Well, guys, you need to learn this thing.
He's saying that you guys are afraid, that you're just scared. That's why you haven't signed up for the courses.
He got very upset, very aggressive. I think he called us losers, being afraid. And
what do you think about that? You've paid for this workshop, and he's saying you guys are just full of fear.
Very obnoxious and rude.
With 2 hours of teaching time left, Mousseau says there's no point in continuing if no one will commit to spending more money.
Make a commitment that you're going to come back to this company.
Suddenly, he ends the workshop early. That makes some in the crowd angry.
I want you to show me how someone like me in a real life situation who has nothing right now except their paycheck
to
do this.
Let's stop here. I'm not going to start arguing. Guys, I am done.
And then Suki speaks up.
Thank you.
Well, good question. We paid, each one of us paid $500 to be here till 7 o'clock.
No, you didn't pay
No,
5 o'clock.
okay, to learn the subjects. Why are you...
Let me tell you something, especially you.
Yeah, what?
When I came to you 3 times this weekend and you're not taking any notes, you're not
I'm
listening, and you're not
to
doing
you.
anything, and you're going,
That's
hang on, I'm done.
my way of learning.
I am
Don't tell
done.
me. That's my way of learning.
Well, good for you.
I paid $500. I can
Good.
learn
Now,
any way,
you know what?
which way I want to.
You're allowed to go.
I paid $500.
I'm done, guys. Thanks a lot for your time. Sorry about that.
So why are we leaving early?
Thank you for being here. If you want, talk to this guy about it.
But when Suki tries to talk to Mousseau's assistant, he's told it'll have to be in private. Then he's threatened with security.
You know what?
Yep, hotel security arrives and tells Suki to get out.
Hey guys, see ya.
And with that, our Rich Dad workshop's over.
Did you think you should have been escorted out?
Not at all. I didn't see what I did wrong. I wasn't taking notes. So you're going to kick me out of the room for that?
Why do you think he wanted you out?
Because there's still people sitting on the fence that might possibly want to sign the course. If I'm standing there asking questions, that puts doubt in their mind.
Doubt about shelling out up to $45,000.
The course is called Learn to be Rich. Did you learn to be rich?
No, I don't think we did. I think Robert did.
Robert Kiyosaki?
Robert Kiyosaki probably made quite a bit of money out of this. The general public's not going to make any money out of this.
And what's Rich Dad have to say about all this? Our story takes a dramatic turn.
I am very upset.
Because this isn't the first time you've heard this.
No.
We're in Vancouver with Rich Dad guru Robert Kiyosaki, putting complaints to him about his investment workshops. Our talk takes a revealing turn.
People feel that it's more a big sales pitch to spend more money on Rich Dad than actually getting a basic education in real estate.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, and it is a challenge for me.
He agrees?
But what these guys are doing, they're not my company, they're a licensee.
How is it not your company?
Well, it's a license of my company, and they're operating, should I say, legally under the auspices of my license.
Kiyosaki seems surprised to hear we know about the company he's partnered with.
You're talking about Whitney International?
Oh.
Whitney Information Network?
Yeah, that is true. Thank you very much. That is true.
Let's use Kiyosaki's cash flow game to explain it. The Rich Dad workshops are just Rich Dad by association. Kiyosaki has licensed his brand to a company that, until recently, was called Whitney Information Network. It's been offering get-rich workshops for more than 10 years and has a history of run-ins with regulators and unhappy customers.
I understand, ma'am. I just do not like being crucified right now by your insinuations.
At first, Kiyosaki downplays the problems we've uncovered.
There's lots of these events all over the country. I have had some complaints from a few about some instructors. I promise you I will look into it. And I promise you I will. I do not like what you're saying, and you're painting it only in one direction.
Well, I don't
mean
for you to feel that you're under attack. I'm just looking for answers from people we've been speaking to.
It's not fair. Television is the most powerful educational tool there is. I would rather you take a look at what I teach more specifically than what some agent, and I will look into those agents.
But this is a Rich Dad seminar. It's branded Rich Dad. So if you're happy to take their money, you should be happy to answer some of their concerns.
Ma'am, I will definitely look into it. I promise you that.
Could it be this savvy businessman didn't do his due diligence?
I'm wondering why Rich Dad would partner with a company with such a checkered past.
I didn't know it at the time when we checked them out.
But even before you joined, if you Googled, there were all kinds of consumer complaints against Whitney.
But I didn't know how severe it was at the time. That's not an excuse.
And then another twist. Kiyosaki claims he's just as unhappy as his customers. Says even he's complained to Whitney about the Rich Dad seminars.
I just had a meeting in Salt Lake with them.
What did you say to them about what's going on?
These are complaints, and they're denying it also, so I'm continuing to pressure them. That's where I'm at.
And get this claim.
You're giving me ammunition I need, so I kind of appreciate it.
With our cameras still rolling, Kiyosaki decides to keep talking. He blames his partners.
I am very upset.
Because this isn't the first time you've heard this.
No, but that contract was entered into with my partner. I had to get rid of my partner.
Over this?
Yes.
But that was in 2006. I mean, if you keep hearing these, why not say I'm not happy?
Because I am.
Goodbye, Whitney.
Trust me, I am. I'm saying it every...
You're trying to get out of it.
I'm saying it constantly to them. I am more upset than you are. I really am.
We show Kiyosaki's confession to Suki.
He says it disturbs me. It's not really my fault.
That's a cop-out. I mean, he's not able to get out of a contract. Get a lawyer. He's just making a lot of money out of this. Why would he end it?
He says, I'm not responsible.
If your name's on it, you're responsible for it. Absolutely, you should know exactly what you're teaching.
If you could say something to Robert Kiyosaki, what would you say?
Can I have my $500 back?
We put the same question to Danuta, our other seminar goer who'd also like her money back.
If you could say anything to Robert Kiyosaki, what would you say?
From books, you think that this is somebody who wants to help. From workshop, it's more like it's somebody who wants to have more of your money.
Two former Rich Dad fans who now feel poorer. They haven't escaped the rat race yet, but thanks to Rich Dad, they say they have learned a lesson in bad investments. Next week on Marketplace,
we're going to have you do your goal weight by September.
We're heading inside one of Canada's biggest diet centres.
I lost a lot of money, and I was treated badly.
If there were magic in weight loss, everybody would be skinny and somebody would be very, very rich.
You can lose up to 7 to 10 pounds a week.
Getting the weight off? That's next week on Marketplace. Get what only Marketplace will tell you every Friday night.